daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome back to the Daily Southampton, part of the Global Sports Podcast Network. My name is Greg Elliott, and as always today joined by my good friend and wonderful co-host, Zach Finch. How you doing, mate? You alright?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Can't complain.
Good. Look, we are in... Look, the fixtures in the Championship come thick and fast, but we've got a whole day before we have to start preparing for our trip to Hull. So, look, we're going to talk about that wonderful time of year where the leaves start coming off the trees, the weather starts to get worse, the duvets come out, and the FIFA 26 ratings get revealed. It's called FIFA anymore. It's called EAFC. But look, I thought, mate, I take it as an opportunity to kind of assess where we think we're at as a squad, because there's a lot of talk and a lot of chatter after the transfer window that we've got such a good squad for the Championship. So I just thought we'd sort of go through player by player and give our estimate of how good we think that player is and where we think they rank. And then we'll just see if EA agrees. And I'm sure that off the back of that, there'll be nothing controversial. Nobody upset. I'm sure it's all just going to go like really smoothly and swimmingly. What do you think, mate? Is that how you see it playing out?
Sure. Like, again, context is that I play Football Manager. There hasn't been one for what feels like a million years. If you start a new game of Southampton on Football Manager at the moment, mate, you're in the first season we're in the Championship. So that's how long since they brought out a new one. And I don't play FIFA, so this will be fun, I'm sure. Sorry, FC25.
I mean, yeah, that is what makes it exciting, though, right? Because it is so vastly different, right? Because Football Manager is they pride themselves on how realistic they are, whereas with the EA games, boy, it sure sometimes feels like that isn't the case.
The last one I played, I think it must have been on like Game Pass or something back when, or the EA thing that they have. I managed to get both Messi and Ronaldo into a Southampton squad, and that is all I needed to know that it was not a simulation game.
Yeah.
But there we are.
Yeah, that is it. Right, mate. I think a logical way to this is to go top to bottom. I'm going to... bottom to top. So I'm going to start at the lowest rated player in our team and work our way up. I will skip any youth that have slipped in, but I've got to say it's pretty reasonable. So what range would you think, if I told you that our lowest rated player was our fourth choice goalkeeper from the youth team, what range are you putting him in?
50s?
Yeah, pretty accurate, yeah. So Joe O'Brien Whitmarsh coming in at 57.
Oh, okay.
So what do you think, who do you think the next lowest rated player is on the team?
Our third choice goalkeeper?
No.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, if I was to tell you that the next lowest rated player on our team is Jay Robinson.
I think, again, it's just like we don't know anything about this because we've only researched the people in the first team. So, yeah. I feel like, isn't it like the regens that are more wonder kids in FIFA as opposed to in Football Manager, where it's like they actually target real people, which, sometimes is hilarious because there are definitely some people that have gone on to become wonder kids and become amazing footballers, and others that are like, oh yeah, do you remember that guy in Football Manager? He was amazing. But yeah, I think that's a bit disappointing.
Yeah,
is it just because he's come out from the youth team and then they don't know anything about him?
Almost definitely. He's 59 rated, although he does have 4-star weak foot, which is, I don't know, baffling. Next on the list is out of the youth team, because at 61 rated, so 2 whole points above someone who is pegged to be a regular in our first team this season, is Nico Lawrence. So, yeah. All right.
Interesting. I know he's been on loan a few times. I don't think he's ever featured for the first team. So
No. Right. We move up into the next bracket of cards. So we're starting at the silver level, which I think from memory starts at 65 rating.
right,
So we're out of youth players now, and
okay.
into the squad. So who do you think our lowest rated silver card is?
It's going to be someone that we brought in, I reckon, recently because they have no idea who it is. So maybe
We signed him this transfer window.
Leo Cienza or Casper Yander because, or actually Damien Downs. There you go. One of those three. That's all the players.
We're back on goalkeepers. It's George Long.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, sorry. I kind of forget he exists. Right.
Right. The next on the list is going to upset you. So 67 rated attacking midfielder bought in this window. Or not bought in this window. Returned from loan this window.
You're going to say Matsuki, and I'm not really surprised. Again, goes to a second-rate Turkish. I'm trying to think about how people at EAFC would do these ratings rather than myself, because again, Jay Robinson being as low as he is a criminal. So, and I'm sure he'll have one good season. They'll be like, "Here's his new card. It's 97 or whatever." I saw one float around for Yoshida at 98.
That's insane. What would you think? Sort of these numbers, as made up as they are, they come broken down into subsets, right? So you've got 6 different subsets of stat, where it's like pace, shooting, passing, dribbling, defending, or physicality. What would you say is Matsuki's key strength out of those?
It's got to be I know he's had plaudits for all of those things, but bear in mind that he's the only one willing to take shots off from a distance, maybe shooting.
That's what I would have said. His top stat is pace. So
right, okay. Again, shows you how much research they do into anything outside of the top leagues, right?
Yeah, it is interesting. Next up on the list, Nathan Wood. Where do you think his rating sits?
68, 69?
Yeah, 68. I mean, are we overall, are we disappointed with how low these are, or are these a reasonable reflection of, wow, this club was the second worst team in Premier League history?
second worst team in Premier League history, mate. What do you expect? We were the second worst team in Premier League history, and that is reflected in the scores, right? And would you put any of these players in the 80s?
Not in the 80s, but I mean, not in the 60s. I think
Nathan Wood done enough in the last year? You're looking at him over the last couple of games. You think about when they did these ratings, probably over the last season.
Yeah.
You think if you're looking at the Premier League seasons for Nathan Wood, are you telling me that it's 70s worthy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think so.
I think you're just upset that they don't think we're very good.
You're right. Okay, mate. Let's pause it there, have a break, and have a quick word from our sponsors at Bioniq.
Your body is unique, and Global Sports Podcast Network has partnered with Bioniq, the world's most personalised supplements. Bioniq provide 100% tailor-made supplements, designed to deliver precisely what your body needs at exactly the right levels to optimise your health. No guessing. So click the link in the show notes. Use the code GSPN2025 for 40% off your first month's subscription. Bioniq. Don't settle for off-the-shelf solutions made for just anybody. Get what's right for you right now. Your body is unique.
Okay, mate, we are back. Next on the list, another new signing this summer. Who you thinking comes in 1 point above Nathan Wood?
Out of all of them, the most relatively unknown. It's either going to be Leo Cienza because of where his background is, or Casper Yander. That's one of the two I think it's going to be.
So it is Joshua Kwasi.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, no. Again, anyone who I'm thinking Bundesliga 2, right? Because that's basically what they're going to look at. They're going to go like, well, it's not Bundesliga, so it's not going to be 70 to 80, to shove them in the 60s.
Quasi comes in with some slightly interesting substats. Obviously, we knew he was pacey and physical, so he gets an 81 in pace and a 76 in physicality. But 48 passing, is that reflective of what we've seen so far? I think actually that's probably fair.
That's actually quite accurate. Definitely part of the game he needs to work on, isn't it?
Yeah. Next up, mate. He's been in the game 472 years and only managed to get
Alex McCarthy.
70.
Well, I mean, it's still better than the other two goalkeepers we have, which is I guess a positive. And it shows you how little they pay attention to it. That you've not got Dylan Moody at all, but you have the other guy who I've already forgotten his name, as I feel awful.
Whitmarsh
or whatever.
O'Brien.
Yeah, and I don't think he's played like even like in the squad for like a long time. So yeah, I'm surprised that McCarthy being 70. To be honest,
yeah.
But hey ho, what do I know?
Right, getting towards like the top end ratings of the squad. Some of these are interesting, right? So coming in also at 70 rated, someone who, I mean, based off of last season's performance, 70 rated is probably generous, but based off of this season's performance, feels slightly hard done by. So maybe it's about right. Wee man, Ryan Fraser.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
he gets a whopping 46 on physicality though, which is probably reasonable.
Look, considering he went down, he got taken out, went down in the South Coast Derby, and somehow miraculously got back up and continued running. Nah, I'm not having it. Physicality's higher than that. Plus, even won ahead of that last game.
Also 70 rated, Ronnie Edwards. Obviously, young player of the year for QPR last season, right? So
yeah, but also solid championship player, right? And I feel like they can't be willing to put anyone as like a good player if they're in the championship, apart from, I guess, really specific cases. So it doesn't surprise me that a young player in the championship, well, obviously he's going to be 70 or 80, can't be 80 to 90. That again, like it's probably a lot more thought that goes into it than that, but it's reflected in the scores.
Yeah.
That's my problem.
And our last player also at 70 rated, Damien Downs.
Interesting. As I said, I'd expected him to be lower only because of him coming from Bundesliga, like 2, right? And that's always going to be. I just have a feeling that. Yeah, I just had a feeling that they would do them harsher. So that's good.
Same pace and same shooting as Ryan Fraser, interestingly, stat-wise. But, okay. We're going to say less shooting than McCarthy, but I actually think goalkeeper stats work slightly differently. So let's not think about that too much. I don't know. It's almost like a game about footballers on cards could be considered a bit dumb. I don't know, mate. I'm still going to sit there and try and build a whole squad of Saints players, so who am I kidding? Next up, we're moving into the 70-plus territory. So these are like rare silvers, I think.
Right.
I think is how they do it. So Ross Stewart with a rating of 71.
I'm surprised he got a higher rating than Damien Downs, because Damien Downs scored goals last season. Like, that's where I'm at. I mean, he was in a Premier League squad.
Do you think it's because he's like a known quantity before, and it's sort of
I think it was because he was in the Premier League squad that was in the Premier League last year for Southampton.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that one like 30-minute spell in the Liverpool game where he played well until he got injured. And
so it's fascinating to me that we're at this point and we've got lots of players left. It's 9, 12. We got 17 players. So basically our entire first team squad and matchday subs and some left.
Right.
And they are all in this range of 72 to 74.
Wow.
Because 74 is the top, the highest you can be as a silver. before you go into gold, and none of our players are gold. So
I can't believe that gold. Is there like a platinum? Is that because I don't understand how gold is so what bronze is?
gold goes from 75 to I don't know, whatever the highest rated gold card is this year. It's normally Mbappe or Haaland. I think it's Haaland at 90, something like
Right.
that. And then on top of that, they do special cards that slowly go up in numbers as the year goes on.
Right.
So, because
is that how Yoshida ended up at 98?
yeah, you get, as the year goes on, you get like different promo cards for different things, and they'll do one like shapeshifters where they bring like goalkeepers out as strikers and give them wacky stats. And then by the time you get to like the end of the game cycle and they do like footies and like everyone's a 99 basically, everyone who gets a special card gets like a 98 or a 99. And then all of a sudden you've got like 99 rated team of the season, Cameron Archer. You're like, all right, well, okay.
So what you're saying is that none of this actually matters at all anymore. Because I always remember there used to be some level of realism. I'm guessing if this is for like Ultimate Team, is this not just arcadey? I guess. So it's based in realism, and then it just becomes an arcade game by the end.
Yeah, so their base cards, which is obviously what it's all revealed, is sort of based entirely on their actual stats. It's how they'll play in the game that's their sort of base. And then as time goes on, the cards get ridiculous as the special cards come out.
Wow.
The top rated gold card, by the way, for reference, I have managed to bring it up. There are 491 rated gold players, and they are Mo Salah, Kylian Mbappe, and then from the women's Spanish league, Conca and Segura. So,
sure,
yeah, lofty heights, right? But yeah, 17 of our players in that like top tier of silver range probably makes it inclined to agree that we've got a very good championship squad, right? Like the top 2 ratings you're likely to get in the championship.
I guess so, according to Yeah, but again, like this is they're a Premier League team. They're going to go down and come back up. Here's the players that played in the Premier League. All the players that played outside the Premier League, probably not so much. I'm surprised that Yanda and Cienza and everybody they've actually looked at and gone, yeah, they're all right, and put them in that 72 to 74 bracket.
Yeah, well, look, we will fly through them and make some observations, I'm sure, on some of these substats as well. But first, a break and a message from our partners at Zencastr. Here at the Global Sports Podcast Network, we spent a lot of time selecting our delivery platform, and Zencastr came out the clear winner. With 4K video recording from your phone and AI editing that automatically removes all those ums and ahs, it's super easy to start a podcast that sounds great and is delivered efficiently. If you're ready to tell your story, check out the link in the show description and learn more about Zencastr. All right, mate. So look, let's group some of these together. In the 72 range, Shea Charles, Wellington, Cameron Archer, and Tom. I mean, that's really interesting, like width and breadth, right? Like Wellington came to us from Brazil, which presumably is a reasonably unknown quantity. Archer really didn't, hit the ground running all that well last season.
Didn't really some goals though.
Yeah,
like 2.
Shea Charles made a name for himself in the Championship with Sheffield Wednesday, and Fellows, was consistent in the Championship for West Brom. So it's interesting. They're all still sort of grouped in similar ways.
Yeah, but again, like I'm a bit baffled by a lot of the things that you've said anyway. So I'm not really surprised. But I don't know what to say. Like, because a lot of these just kind of feel made up based off of nothing. Like Wellington's a surprise, but I guess again he played the Premier League. He made a debut. He debuted in a win, right? Like, so it depends. Do they have individual researchers for each of the leagues? Like, I would be fascinated to figure out how they do these ratings. More than anything
at this point,
else.
they probably just like plug Opta into ChatGPT and say spit out the EA ratings.
No. I bet you if Sheffield United squad have like the top players, that's probably true.
Yeah. And look, Wellington with a passing stat of 66, which is the lowest of the bunch, which is
interesting.
Maybe also reflective, right? Like, also in that 72 range, Sammy Adozie and Jack Stevens are the last two. So, I mean...
Well, Dozie played Champions League football last year, Anderlecht.
Yeah.
Stevens
He's rated as high as our captain, who spent half of the season suspended.
Known Premier League quantity, not at his best. It'd been interesting to see where he sat throughout the last couple of seasons, because I imagine it's not much higher.
Now, one of these substats that draws my attention, and I think Jack Stephens has been done a dire misjustice here. He's got 42 pace.
It's like one of the only ones that ever makes it into the box for some reason out of nowhere to like try and score goals. So I don't really agree with that.
Yeah, I think he's been hard.
He's also got back a couple of times this campaign already to make vital saves that you wouldn't have been able to do if you couldn't run. But there we are.
Yeah.
Starting to think, mate, a lot of this is just arbitrary and made up.
That's crazy, mate. These are the pinnacle of research statistics. Anyway, coming in next, a batch of 4 at 73. I mean, interestingly, all real similar ratings, similar stats. Joe Aribo, Gavin Bazunu, Ryan Manning, and our new signing, Elias Schiller.
Interesting.
Yeah. Schiller with a low passing stat, 68, is a theme I'm seeing with our new signings.
That's a bit of a worry, isn't it? all of these statistic building. But again, like, I don't know how accurate it is, right? They're still probably putting Ronaldo at like 90 every year.
But also, he equals Sammy Adozie on his pace stat, so rapid is what I'm seeing.
We'll have to see when he gets a debut, right?
Yeah, interesting. And like Manning and Aribo, just fascinating for me, like the trajectory of how this season is likely to play out for them, right? Like Aribo is going to potentially struggle to get back in, has like work to do to prove he's good enough to get into Will Steele's picture again.
It's like I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up going in January and doesn't really feature until that point if he's not really interested. And they know that he's got like less than a year on his contract. So
yeah, and then Manning, of course, the player that's exceeding expectations. Just like solid all-round stat 73 obviously reflects in the card. So I guess that's fair enough. The last 4 73s, Casper Yander, Adam Armstrong, Mads Roshlev, and Leo Cienza. So like you say, whether they've signed these players so they must be better than the players they've got, give them a card above it, or coming in as sort of known quantities.
Or they think the Bundesliga is better than the Championship. That's the other thing that you could think of.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm really surprised that, I'm surprised at how high they are considering I expected them to be lower off the basis of, Bundesliga 2. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they do a lot of research. There's probably some guy who works for EA raging right now.
Well, look, I mean, these stats, I think these sub-stats sort of reflect from the profiles you've done my understanding of their game, which is interesting in itself, right? Because Casper Yander has very high passing and very high dribbling and quite a high physicality, but not great shooting. And Mads Roshlev has not great passing, but good physicality, good defensive. And Cienza, again, like really good dribbling stats, like high dribbling, but not great physicality. So
we saw that with him being taken out like 6 times on the weekend, but that might also have been the occasion.
All right, mate. Okay. And then the interesting part, the top 3 in the squad are 3 best players, which, according to EA, which I don't know if I agree with, is where I'm at. I'm sure you've worked it out by power of deduction, but Flynn Downs, Taylor Harwood-Bellis, and Finn Azaz.
Where's Armour? Just out of interest.
Armour is 73. He was in that last group. So yeah, he
Taylor Harbour-Bellis, England cap.
Yeah.
Finn Azaz, known championship quantity that scored a lot of goals.
Yeah.
And who was the last one?
Flynn Downs.
Interesting.
Mm.
Very, very interesting. Because he was really good. I think he's a very, very known championship quantity as well, though, right? Like, it's not just us he played for, been on loan a few times, been good, solid player. But I do find it very interesting that, like, in a championship squad, I know Armour had a rough season last season, but you've got, like, Armour goal scorer, scored, like, the most goals in the championship for us ever.
Yeah.
But a rung below a midfield. But I guess that's the other thing is, like, they probably see him as, like, the key piece of the puzzle and the orchestrator of the entirety of our midfield. Isn't really not true. Like, we've always tended to struggle without him because we haven't had a good enough replacement. But then also at the moment we're struggling with him alongside Charles. But I think that surprises me a lot, I guess. But at the same time, what is the difference between 2 points anyway? Like, it's 72, 73, 74. I'm surprised none of them... Actually, am I surprised none of them are higher? Now I'm starting to get annoyed about it, and I don't even know why.
All right, mate. Well, look, that is just about all we got time for. You're right. Look, based on those numbers, it's promising. Do those numbers mean anything? Probably not, but it is interesting to look at. Thank you very much, Zach, for joining me and waffling about a game that I know I love, and it's not your top footballing game. Doesn't even make the top 2. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We will be back tomorrow to preview our trip to Hull. Until then, let us know what you think of the EA ratings on all of the socials. We're on all of them. We're on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, all of them. Let us know. Drop us a hit in the comments. Thank you very much for listening. We'll be back tomorrow. Until then, have a wonderful day.
Your daily soccer podcast with the Global Sports Podcast Network.